So this is just going to be a basic overview of some of the Unity functions for creating a file, saving a file, compressing a file, and storing your file, and then downloading and extracting it. You need to pay close attention to it, because if you don't back your work up, you're eventually going to lose it, and you're going to have to start all over. And if you don't know where your file is on your computer, you're not going to be able to back it up. So the most important thing when you start a new project is when you go to the new project window, choosing where you want it to go. So if you wanted to go to the documents file on the C drive, you would choose one of your folders. If you don't have a folder, you would just right click new. This is on Windows, similar to Mac, and folder. Mac actually has a folder thing up there, and so does Windows right there. So create a folder called Unity Projects, give it a year, like mine are here. And you're going to choose that folder. So if I click on that and select that folder, that's where my Unity project is going to go. Right where I choose it here. Give it a name. Whatever name of what you're going to be doing. We're working on a bunny ball project. You could be doing a coin collection game, a rollerball game, whatever it is, you name it. So it makes sense to you also. Okay, and then you create the game. Okay. Scenes. So every time you make a change or something big, I would create a new scene. I have two scenes here, and let's say I put a new game object in there. And I want to save this scene because I've created a new project. Or I've created something new and I put a script on, I've added some materials, etc. Let's add a material. And of course you choose your material in that little box there. Close it, drag it on. Okay, so I would go File, Save As. Now, you're not going to be able to change this unless it doesn't show scenes. But I'm in the scenes folder right now. That's where I want it to be. I would put like color or something. So now if I look at my assets, I have three scenes. So if I go back to the previous one, my sphere is not in there. But if I go to this one, it is. So as you make changes and do things to change your game, make sure you save a scene, because then you can always go back to the game itself. Okay, so now we want to back up our project. So we need to go to our file folder and find where our project is. So in my case, I've got my projects here. Okay? And these are the projects I have so far. Anyway, if I'm going to back it up to Google Drive, I have to compress it. First thing I have to do is make sure I'm not in the project in Unity, or it's not going to work. So I have to make sure I'm not in that project. So I would right click on it, and I'm not in this project right now, and send to compressed. If you have a Mac, you're just going to click on it and compress it. So it's going to take a little bit to compress it. But remember, these are very large projects. They have a lot of assets, they have a lot of materials, they have scripts, they have models, they have special effects. So they're quite large, and therefore when you try to put it on Google Drive, it is absolutely not going to go up there unless it's compressed, or it's going to try to compress it itself. Okay, so now I've got that game compressed. I would go to my Google Drive. I would either have a folder, which I already do. Let's see if I do. Let's see, that's Unity Games Mac. Oh, that's 2018 projects. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have one yet. So I'm going to go New Folder, Unity 2019-20 projects. And if I get an O in there, it'll be perfect. Okay, create it. There it is. So I would go here, open up your folder, and then New, File Upload, and find where your project is. And let's make sure it is a project. This is a project, okay? If you want to be sure before you compress it, make sure it has assets, library, packages, all that stuff. And you would double click on it and download it, upload it. I'll do it. Okay, so it's going to upload the compressed file. This means your work's up there. How often should you back this up? A lot. So it can either overwrite the existing project, or if you try to copy it again 2 days later, it's going to label it like with an A, B, C, or D. That's okay. So if you have it backed up a couple times and it renames it a couple times, there's nothing wrong with that. And from here you're going to download it. You're going to extract it and make sure you know where it is, and then you're going to open it. So there it is. Now let's try uploading it again. Let's see what it names it. I can't remember exactly what the format is going to be. And you notice down here it says keep as a separate file. And it looks like version 2 here. Well, that looks like that did not do it. So let's try it again. Okay, so we have to click on that keep as a separate file. That means we don't want to overwrite the previous one. Okay, so there it is. We've got a original version and a 1 version. So all you have to do is click on that keep as a separate file and keep uploading the same file. And notice it's going to be 1, 2, 3, so you're going to know which is the most current one. Okay, now you want to download and extract this. You can't play it from here. This is a storage medium. It's Google Drive to store, not to play from. You double click. You're going to download it. You're going to download anyway. The most important thing when you get done is where this project is. Now, I probably shouldn't have picked this project because it's huge, but we'll download it just so you get an example of one of your bigger projects. Okay, it's been downloaded. You don't know where it is. You're going to click on this thing and you're going to show in folder. There it is. I would click on it. I would copy it. I would put it back in my projects, like Unity 2019-20 projects. There it is. And then I would paste it. Now I've already got it. Now notice it made a 1. Okay, so you can restore and back up, and it's going to keep giving you, it's going to bring the 1, 2, 3, 4 back. Then you have to extract it. Extract all. Now, you can put it inside this project if you want. I don't like that. So if I leave this here, it's going to put it inside that project. So what I do is I put it there, and then I extract it. Now this is going to take a while because it's freaking huge. So I may stop it after a while. Yeah, because it's really big. You can see it's slowly going. And I mean slowly. So anyway, I'm not going to extract the whole thing. You can see it's starting to happen there, but it's a lot. So anyway, it's going to extract it, and then you can open it. Then you go where it's extracted. It would look like this, except it'd have a 1 with it. And you go to Unity and you open up from this directory. You go Unity, File, Open Project, and then you go find it, Add, Documents, and Unity 2019-20 projects, and there, I would open it right there. The other one would have been opened, uncompressed, and it'd be sitting there for me. Okay? So I always know where my project is when I open it, when I first create it, and when I back it up, I know where it is, and I always back it up. Now you just saw that you can back up the same project every day or two, and it's going to give you a 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to do anything. It's going to give that to you. And then when you go up to restore the current version, unless you screwed up and get the previous version. So, no excuses for not knowing where your work is when you start a project, not knowing where you're storing it, not for backing it up. Back it up every day or two. And when you lose it on the hard drive or something happens, you can also then know how to restore it from Google Drive. The last thing, if you're at Roosevelt, when you do a new project, you have the option of the network drive. So if we click, let's see if it brings it up. Close all this. So the network drive means you can store it on the school network project. And for some reason it's not opening up. Actually, this is showing it here. So that would mean when you click on that little button, you would then go to Documents. Actually, let's go to this PC. Either you're going to have it here, or most of you have it under Windows, right here, Users, right there, and then you're going to find your name. Okay? And so Windows, double click on it, Users, double click on it, and then find your name, and you can store it in there also. You can store your project right there if you want to. And then compress it and back it up from there, as long as you know where that is. Anyway, I want you to try this. I want you to work through it, and be able to do it, because I'm going to test you on it. This is absolutely essential for you to be working on any Unity project that you know how to put your project in the right place, access it when you want to, back it up when you want to, restore it from the backup Google Drive, and extract it, and then start working on it again. Anyway, give it a try, practice it a couple of times, make sure you know